And welcome back. This is your man Warrior. This is kind of a brief video on some changes that occurred in game. You're going to be able to figure all this stuff out yourself, but if you're driving and want some updates by video, this is going to be the way to do it. Now, a lot of you can just do text format and go to the forums, and I'll leave a link to the forums below. But for anybody who wants to check this out or get my analysis, stay tuned. As you see behind us, there's a couple of new marquee events. Both these marquee events are going to be popping out over the next couple of days. You're going to get a new ship and a new character. Neither one of these characters that you're coming out with are going to be difficult to acquire. Again, they're not going to be free to play for approximately 3 months. So you're just going to do the marquee event, get them. And the good thing is the Houndstooth, at least I did a video on, is extremely viable at his 3-star unlock. So when you get the Houndstooth, you will be able to immediately start using that ship, provided that you have the crew member Bosk at least sort of geared up. You don't have to have him maxed out. The ship's really tanky to start out with, so you should be pretty good to go, almost immediately tossing him in your fleet. Now, you will notice behind me there's a bunch of new events. These events are pretty cool. The Galactic Bounties is the same Galactic Bounties that's always been in play. They've had this before, and this is where you pick your tier, and you can get from these guys or you can get from these guys, whichever tier you're able to successfully do. What's really cool about it is there's now another one, the Galactic Bounties 2, and they're bringing in some new characters: Visa Smar, Holdo, Nest, Ahsoka Tano, Fulcrum, Kira. There is some harder to get characters that they're going to give access to. Now, Kira's actually easy to farm, but the rest of them kind of difficult. Nest is in here. That's pretty cool. Same with the first one. There was Wampa in there. So some pretty cool characters you can get access to. And then there's now this thing called Contraband Cargo. It's going to be similar to the bounties. You're going to be able to get these ships. That's right. All these ships up here. You'll be able to get these ships that you're looking at have all been relabeled as a cargo ship appropriately. It's kind of nice because, there's the Millennium Falcon, Lando's Millennium Falcon, which will be nice to get shards of that, as well as the Millennium Falcon Episode 7. If you don't already have it maxed, that would be pretty cool as well. So this is kind of nice. It's also another place for us to get more of the Omegas, which I'm really excited about having another place. Getting more prestige, and of course getting more of these reinforcement pieces. So any of these types of events. What I like also about these special events, the ship event and these special events, is they're pretty rare, but they're different, right? They're not just a marquee event. They're something uniquely different that you can kind of go in, have fun. They have different tiers. The harder the tier isn't necessarily better in them, because each tier does a different reward, so you just have to determine which reward you're able to complete that you actually want. Now, there is something unique with these super rare events, aside from the fact they're kind of a fun change of pace, and that is that they have what's called a victory count. And a victory count is a little different than other events. A lot of other events, it'll give you a count which tells you how many times you've completed a particular event, and it lets you do it multiple times. But just like the credit heist, when you do the credit heist, you only get 2 attempts at the credit heist, regardless of tier. If you pick tier 1 and tier 4, you're only going to get to do it twice. So you want to pick the highest tier possible, or whichever tier that you're trying to go for. With these specific events, you're only going to get 2 attempts. They're shared across all of it, so you're not going to get 2 for every single level. So just know that. I always try to remind the populace that it's just 2 attempts at it. Now, I want to get into the packs. And the first pack is this one right here, of course. That is a very popular pack. 3 days, you can actually buy it 4 times. There's a little trick. You get it day 1, day 2, day 3, and on day 3, if you wait till midnight, after midnight ticks over, you have like an hour that you can buy the pack a 4th time. For whales or dolphins, this is a great pack. It helps you with 9 Omegas at a minimum. In fact, I have saved crystals because I was hoping that this pack was coming back, and so I'm going to go ahead and open one right now just to kind of show you what you get. All right, we're looking for 25 Omegas. Come on. Big Omegas, no whammies. Big Omegas, no whammies. Come on, 25. Come on, come on, come on, come on. And 9. That's what you're going to get. Just so you know, I did at one time, once in my life, did get 25 once, but statistically, you're going to get 9. That's par for the course. That's actually the going rate. Basically, a couple hundred crystals per Omega is what they're basically worth in the game. That's the assigned value they've had for a couple of years, actually. And again, this is one of those packs where you don't have to get this. It is a once per day, so if I try and purchase it, it's not going to let me buy it a second time. But like I said, you can get this pack up to 4 times total, even though it looks like you can only get it 3 times. It is a good value in my eyes, but I am also a whale. For anybody who's not a whale, free to play, mostly free to play, Dolphins is probably something you're not going to worry about. Now we've got a new Clone Wars Hunter bundle. It's $14.99 and it has Cad Bane. And while it's an okay value as far as the game's relative value, I wouldn't suggest it, as this is a really easy farm. In fact, most people already have this character. So I personally would pass, and I think anybody else out there should probably pass on this particular pack. Now the solo pack is very interesting, and this is why. These characters for territory wars and territory battles are extremely strong, extremely strong. And if you were to spend $60 or whatever your amount that this pack costs you on crystals alone, you would get a roughly around 8,000 crystals. For 8,000 crystals, you can get approximately 100 shards of a character in the shipments. Now, all these characters just went free to play farmable, so this isn't something that you have to get at all. In fact, you can slow farm all of these. What this pack is an acceleration pack. That's what I would like to call it, because what you're doing is you're spending some money to accelerate the farming of all these now free to play characters to try and help accelerate getting them to the 7-star level. And it's nearly enough to bump them up almost an entire star level from the 4-star to the 5-star if you happen to get there already. $10 pack. At 100 shards for $60, this is actually a 300 times better value as far as that goes. It's really only about 28 crystals per shard or less. It's less than that actually, which is pretty amazing. Plus it comes with 10 Omegas, plus it comes with 1.5 million credits and a bunch of other gear, low-end gear, but gear nonetheless. So as far as value goes, this is about 300 times better value than any other pack they normally put out. And so if you happen to be kind of that heavy end dolphin or a whale, and these are characters that you're going to go all in on for territory wars or territory battles or both. For example, I personally have been slow farming all of these characters that were farmable, like Kira and L3 and Vandor, and it's been difficult. And L3 I've been actually getting out of shipments, crystal shipments, so it's been super slow because I have to save up a bunch of crystals before I can get any. And then of course Han was a relatively easy farm, so I got him 7 stars, but Nest is one of those characters you might want to consider. So this is a relative good value, 300% better than an average pack that you would be looking at in the store. Now, the event hasn't occurred yet for Bosk, and so Bosk's ship pack hasn't dropped, but if you look, the Sith Fighter pack's in here still, and it's the exact same kind of a pack that they're going to have for Bosk. Now, there was 2 packs, a one-time purchase $30 pack, which got you a little bit of the character and the ship crew member, and it's going to have some pieces and stuff in it, and it's $30. And for anybody that wants to go with this ship, again, like I said with the Sith Fighter pack, it's all or nothing. You either don't need to worry about the Bosk Tooth Hound $30 pack and the $12.99 pack. I wouldn't do any of them. Or if you're going to totally whale out on this Bosk ship because you really want it, then you need to get that $30 pack to give you that boost, and then get this $12.99 booster pack until you get it. The drop rate on average is going to be around 7 shards per packs. That's right, 7. So that's not really very good, but you do get the peripheral Omegas dropped and reinforcements, and both of those are pretty decent. By the time you get the ship to 7 stars, you'll have enough reinforcements and Omegas to max the ship out with the drop rate. So there is that. But again, these packs are all or nothing in my eyes. If you're going to go all in on Houndstooth, both the $30 pack and this booster pack are going to be, well, not worth it, but these are the ones, that's the route you'll want to go. And if you're not going to go in on Houndstooth, you're going to wait till he's free to play farmable, then I would just skip both the $30 pack and the $12.99. Now, they're not in here yet, but there will be a couple other packs on a couple of other ships like the Millennium Falcon and Ghost and Phantom. And these packs as well are going to include the ship and the characters. They're what I call booster packs, so to speak. They're for people who are trying to free-to-play farm those characters and ships and give themselves a boost. Most of the time, I say those are really not worth it and that you should really just go ahead and farm them the traditional way. Now, I also tagged these as favorites, and I wanted to showcase these because this is also part of the new update that just went out. All of these characters are free to play farmable now, all in different locations. So Enfys Nest will be in 5D neutral. That's the ship's side of things on 5D. Pretty high up there, but definitely worth the struggle to get up there and get it unlocked because Enfys Nest is a great character. Also farmable is L3. She's going to probably be the easiest of all of them in a Cantina node, although she'll be competing with all the other Cantina characters on a relatively easy 5A, replacing an older character that used to be on that node. Range Trooper's now farmable. By the way, I highly recommend him to go into your Imperial Troopers. If you haven't considered him in the past, I would definitely consider him now. This is a phenomenal character, and he's now free to play farmable. It's also going to take a long time to get him to 7 stars. We're talking 6 to 8 months because he's on a single hard node. You're going to get 5 attempts, maybe 2 a day. 2 a day, needing 330 shards. Do the math, 140 to 160 days. It's a really long time, long grind. So get started on this guy now. He's amazing. And young Lando Calrissian and his ship are both going to be available on 1D, and this is in ships in the neutral area, 1D. So a really easy to get to. Once you've unlocked ships, you get to level 60, you unlock ships, and you're in there. You should be able to complete 1D relatively quickly. And so this guy and his ship are going to be really easy to get. And L3s in Cantina relatively easy to get, and they're not conflicting. So if this is a ship you want to use, you'll be able to farm the ship, the characters, all at the same exact time. And this is a really great ship for ships. Really, really solid kit. And I had no idea this would be free to play farmable this quickly. Pretty surprised about that and really excited about that myself. All right, what's your favorite part of this update? That we've got free to play farmable characters, a new farmable ship. Is it the new packs that are coming in? Do you see value in those? Talk about it in the comments down below. And as always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.